This will be part 2 of the hike. Somehow I turned that sucker off with my hand. Anyway, as I was saying, I don't know if you heard it, when I came from my gifting area the first time, I went back that way. I crashed through the barriers. They didn't know me. Got a headache, felt like I was gonna die, anxiety, felt like I was surrounded. It was pretty brutal. I got out of there. As soon as I got out of the area, I felt better, but I'd had a feeling that's kind of where they were, right back there. And that's now my most special place, but it took me 2 months to get up enough courage to go back there. Now they like to stay up on that hillside up there. I've had one sighting up there, actual full-on visual. And there's caves up there, a couple caves. Kind of let you guys see what's going on here, if I can keep from turning the video off. Up we go more. This is our last incline. It's a nice break there, about another 12 feet up or so. Got another blind here. I got pictures of it in the summer. You can't see behind all that. It's all covered up. Dead things, live things, all weaved in together. Some more cool stuff when we get up to the other end as far as structures and stuff. This is a state park, so they're not in a hurry to be disclosing themselves out here on the main trail that people use. Can't say that I blame them. I know what to look for, but most people wouldn't. There's a lot of natural tree fallout here, and there's a lot that couldn't be natural. Being able to tell the difference is the key, and not thinking that everything that you see is Sasquatch related, because it's not. There's a lot of funky doodle things happen naturally out here. Right up on that ridge line is where I had my very first sighting. It was so high up, all I could see was a black figure, but he was acting just like I think it's the Memorial Day footage with the Boy Scouts, where this was when I was pretty new, that he was kind of frustrated, maybe I would say the word is, that I was down here. So he was pacing back and forth and yanking on a tree limb every time he went back to it. So the behavior is what led me to believe that it wasn't a human. Well, and he had no neck and cone head and very long arms in comparison to the rest of his body. And we're gonna come up on some pretty cool areas here that I'll video when we get up here. Oh, just walked right by it. There's a nice cave-like structure under that root ball back in there. The very first time I felt their presence was from up in that area when I was new. Will Kaiser and I climbed all the way up to about where that tree is broke off, and then, which took us a good, I don't know, 45 minutes. That's really tough through there. A lot of down branches, a really tough climb. And for some reason, I kind of know now, but we surely didn't know then, we just both decided to turn around and come back instead of going up and exploring inside in there. So we're both pretty fearless, so I can assure you it wasn't fear, but our minds were certainly led to just give up our quest there and hike back down. Really strange, but not really strange because things happen like that around the Sasquatch. Unpredictable things, unknown things, things that people don't want to wrap their mind around but are in fact a reality. Because I can assure you, there is a very paranormal side to the Sasquatch people. They are just not some crossbred ape that 1 gazillion people worldwide just happen to only see once in a while. Beautiful, huh? At the other end, there's a couple nesting-like structures, so if you're being bored, I can understand it. It's a relatively uneventful hike here. To see most of the cool structures and stick placements that they make, it's a hard hike, and I just didn't think that me getting there would shake the video up pretty hard. One day I'll get back there and they're not really all bunched up, so have to be a series of short videos. Pretty soon, pretty cool right here, pretty soon the landscaping is going to change. We're going to dip down into, instead of a hardwood tree forest, into a cedar forest. And there's some things back there hopefully I can show you. And then at the end, like I said, there's a couple of nesting type structures. And at the other end down here is where I got Big Mama with her baby sitting on the hillside watching me. Okay, look how giant this tree is. This is just cool right here. It starts out way back there, comes up here. This is the root system, or the hollowed out tree log. When I was new, I kept looking for stuff back in there, but really nothing there. What are you whining about, McFly? Hope you can see that. Pretty close. But that's the way that goes. Oh. See if I get a better angle on it for you. There you go. That's the end of the tree there. And that's hollowed out way back in there. A young one surely could crawl up in there. I mean, a real young one. And stay put if that's what Mom and Dad wanted. You can see down here where lightning struck this tree. Really old tree. And down we'll go. I don't want to bore you too much. I try to get back to these nesting structures as quickly as I can here. There's my crow. Ow, ow, caw, caw. Caw, caw. Caw, caw. He's gonna be quiet. And we got another break there. These breaks are consistent at about 10 to 12 feet. Young branches, none that could be blown down like that. Now this tree bend over the last 2 years has changed from things being on at one point. The end of it there was pulled all the way to the ground and tacked down there. It came loose and flopped back up. The ranger cuts trees down up here too to keep the trackway clear. Now here is another blind. I don't know if you could see it that well because it's covered with snow. But again, it's another deal that not only has live but dead material in it, woven all in together, so that makes a good hiding spot to jump out and snag a deer. They're calling from back there at my gifting site that's seeing that stuff. There's another one, he's fat. Caw, caw. Caw, 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 caw. Caw, caw, caw. Caw, caw, caw. Now we're getting down close to close to the nesting area. I got my camera pointed in the general direction. You can see the side of that hill over there. Maybe it'll pick up something. I just want to get down and show you these nesting structures instead of spending a lot of time zooming and trying to find Waldo up there because he's hid. We're going down now. Soon we're going to be into the deciduous forest part. And just to give you an idea, he's calling from that copse of trees right up in there in bush where he's got some cover. Letting everybody know I'm coming. Or saying hi either way. If you just speak English, I'd know what he meant. Now we're going to be approaching what, I don't want to say it's my first sighting because the very first time I hiked this, I saw what I thought was a head bob up on top of the rock or above the rock. Thor went nuts. He didn't know him yet either. And when I got down there was nothing there but some shaken brush. So I'm going to say there was something there. Surely thought we might get lucky and find a better track, but a lot of partials, a lot of stuff that just isn't worth stopping to video because the camera won't pick it up. I don't want people thinking that I see a track and everything. Okay, there's our stone. He's right by it. It's not very big, so it had to be a little guy. Or, well, I don't have to say that. Something could have been totally prone. I surely couldn't have seen it. Somebody's been chopping wood up here. We're now descending. I have also saw peakers on the other side with that big, well, it's not a big stone, but on that big tree that's just vertical. Very strange. Here well, I know we do have, but let's see if the camera picks it up at all. Trackages. Just the ground is so hard up here in Washington. It's just hard. See how rocky everything is? Well, I don't think you can probably make that out like I can. Get a better shot of it here. Doubtful. Left foot, right toes up. Oh well, that's why I don't spend time on tracks up here. We're just on the Eastern Cascades. I've never been over there, but I've had a lot of people tell me that they can get the tracks a lot better. And in South Washington. Now, as you see, we are entering. No wonder I couldn't get a picture of that. It was on Zoom. Gee whiz. Goofy. We're entering the deciduous forest part of the hike, and pretty soon we'll come up to those nesting structures and I'll let you guys be rid of me. Down we go. This is all cedars down in here. Well, not all, there's some hardwoods still, but a lot of locust trees. And if I remember right, it's been a while since I've been structure hunting. There's a cool structure off to our right. Down in here. Let me see if I can spot it. Yep. Some of you have seen it. It's in my Sasquatch. It's another blind that they made. And you've seen this one if you look at the amazing structures and art of the forest people or the Sasquatch people. You've seen that blind in my slideshow. Right there. You know, living tree coming up out of it. Dead and living. Woven in. Most of what we'll see on this trail are blinds that are fairly close to the trail because the deer use this trail, and it's perfect that they would set up blinds just off the trail for a quick ambush. Okay, almost down here, and we'll finish this thing up. Going on 20 minutes here and 20 minutes on the other one, and I haven't had my face to the viewfinder hardly at all, so who knows how this is going to turn out. See, these cedars trees keep it totally dry underneath. Up here the trail splits off. One end goes down to the park by a pond, and the other goes to the left and slowly goes down. And believe it or not, down at the lower elevation is where these nesting structures are, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Hanging out place to stash the kids while you're hunting or doing your thing. Now, if I was to walk over on that ridge, and it would be a very bumpy video and stuff, they have some cool things built over on the other side of that ridge right there. But it would be bumpy and shaky, to say the least. I'd probably go down 5 or 6 times getting over there. The tree fall is just amazing in any of these little gullies. They're close to impossible to get through. Now, who knows how this was made? I want to say it was snapped off, but I couldn't guarantee it. What makes this interesting, though? The 2 sticks that are just sitting up there. Definitely placed there. Gonna take just a second. Video up. We got our battery about going dead here. So take that back. I want to get down here before I completely run out of battery and show you what I wanted to show you. And I think one is going to be a little too harder to see. And how about this? These two trees bent all the way from the ground and put together and woven in up there at the top. Look at that. Wow. Okay, we're almost down there. Hopefully my battery holds up. Forgot to charge my batteries last night. I have a backup battery and didn't even have time to get a fully charged one on this one this morning, or it would have been another hour before I got a start. Almost there. Down we go, which is close, which is surprising at such a high elevation where everything is up where we were, that